Hi, welcome to Life with Mampaya. On this channel, I talk about life hacks, life development, and social issues. If you like what I talk about, please hit the subscribe button below and click on the bell so if I should post a video, you'll be notified. Thank you. On today's episode, I will be talking about role models. And now let's dive deep into it. A role model is someone who has specific traits and skills that people strive to achieve and enact. These people can inspire others. Your role model has a lot of power over you. The people we look up to has so much power over us, and sometimes it's as though we are even related. We are close, we are one. They do this and we do that. They bath with this water and we bath with that water too. They drink this, we drink that. They eat that, we eat that too, because they recommend it and we feel whatever they do is bad, and that can be damaging. Not just people creating personas about themselves being picture perfect, flawless, airbrushed characters. We often sometimes see them as that. They sometimes do not have to create it for us. We think they are like that because they do not broadcast their losses and their L's, as the Gen Zs will call it. From our infancy, we've always had people to model us, and that started with our parents, our immediate family members, our guardians, and our teachers. We did not even know what they were doing, so we didn't have an option but to just copy blindly sometimes and did as they say. But as we grow older, our needs and wants diverge, and sometimes almost totally different from that of our first models, and then now we have to look up somewhere. But I think we have a big problem in this area now because of the day and era in which we are. We are now in the social media world where everything is put on the social media, and everybody lives on there day, night, every time, every minute. When we are looking for role models, we have to have this persona that everything is not perfect with them. They are human beings like us. They sometimes do not make the best decisions too as well, and they do fail too. Sometimes they err, and when they err, we have to find ways in which we can forgive them. Years ago, I found out a role model of mine had a hand in this scandal. She was accused of having a hand in the scandal that was going around too with the Me movement. I got pissed at her. I felt like she shouldn't even have such relationship with those people because I respected her so much, and coming from the same traumas that the women had been through, I just at least expected her to be associating herself with that kind of a person. So I frowned on her. I unfollowed her. I didn't want to have anything to do with her. And yeah, if you know me, you should know. I don't want to tell you her name, but Oprah. So I frowned. I was ashamed of her relationship with that man and how close they were and whatever they were doing, and she didn't have a hand in it. So I took it upon myself to break up. That was a hard breakup. People that knew me knew that, because I kept complaining about her and all the things that she did and how I believed in her and she stood up for me. I looked up to her this whole time and she's this. And I had to ask myself a question. Oprah is a human being. She made mistakes. He could have lied to her too as well. I mean, people are good with covering up their behaviors. So I had to come to terms with it that people make mistakes. And maybe that was just her mistake, being friends with someone with such behavior or such devilish acts. So I came to terms to forgiving her, but I since haven't looked at her the same way. What we seem to forget when we are picking role models is that we are just simply looking for traits that they have that help them build up who they are, that help them attain the successes that we want to achieve too. But sometimes it overpowers us so much that they influence almost every aspect of our lives. And that is not what a role model should be. You can have so many role models. You can have someone that you look up to be a better father, a better mom. You can also look up to someone to be good in business, someone who is great with communication. You have to pick these traits from each and everybody that you look up to be able to build that one person that you want to get. Now, another thing that I want to talk about, I was telling a friend of mine that even though I do not have the same convictions, the same morals as Kim Kardashian, I still would sit for a business, an entrepreneurship class, if Kris Jenner should have one. She has made boss moves. She has turned sorrows into monies. She has turned shame into millions and billions, and they are striving off it. So if she should have a class, I would sit for it. However, if she says she has a modeling class, I don't know what I'm going to do with modeling. I might not be there. So it's usually just one trait that you need from someone. You do not have to have these people model you, tell you when to wake up, tell you what to eat, what not to eat. They are now in charge. They are now in control of your life, and that is very damaging. That can hinder you so much. Sometimes we also forget that as we need our role models have to need us too. They need us to survive. They need us to listen. They need us to put them in places that they are now. There was this thing that Oprah said, and I think I agree totally with what she said. She said there is no such thing like self-made millionaires, self-made billionaires. Someone definitely put you there. People had to come to work for you to get there. People had to buy from you for you to get there. So they need us as much as we need them to imitate to get to wherever they are. They also need us to keep that place that they are at that moment. Another thing that we usually do not consider is that someone does not have to be rich for that person to be a role model. In a world whereby we just work with algorithms, numbers, bank statements, Forbes, Vogues, and all those things, does not mean that they are qualified to be your role models. You always have to look for those traits that I'm talking about. What specific things do they do aside the numbers? How are their behaviors? How do they carry themselves? What are their values? What are their norms? In what society do they live in? You cannot be an African and inspire to be like Kim Kardashian. I don't know, you might have to move out of Africa, because it would not happen. Where we come from, people frown upon some of these things. I just feel like you cannot be an African and want to be like Kim Kardashian. Your parents will frown upon it. You'll be disowned. You will. Nobody will want to deal with you. Your family will be ashamed of you. That is just the society we come from. It is quite different from that of hers. So you cannot aspire to be her if you are an African. Look at the demographics. That doesn't work. So don't lie to yourself. You have to be truthful. You don't have to wait for someone to come and say, this is what I do, for you to be able to just copy them, for you to be able to imitate them. You have to do your own investigation. You have to sieve. You can pick someone and sieve. What do I like from this? What do I want to learn from this person? What do I want this person to model me in? Identify that. Identify the traits that you want to learn from this person. You can't just go and carry the whole person and their behavior, whatever they are doing, onto yourself and go like, I just want to be this person. Pick and choose the traits that work best with you, the traits that will better you. Another thing we usually do not consider when we are picking role models, everybody has a behavior that they do not want anyone to know. You have that behavior. I have that one trait that I might not want anyone to know. I might not want people. So you cannot worship these people and feel like they are gods. They are angels, and that whatever they do is perfect. I mean, time without number. These people have embarrassed us, right? We've seen R. Kelly, we've seen Bill Cosby tear our whole generation down, break it into pieces, and now we have to wonder what went wrong. Was he doing this when I was watching him? They were. Everybody has that one or two or more behaviors or traits in character they are hiding from us. Do not forget that they have this pressure coming from us too. So they are forced to not even be able to live their true authentic self. So do not wait for them to just put everything there. Do not wish to be someone. Leave that one single thing that makes you you. Dare to be different. I'm not saying do not learn. Pick and choose behaviors that you want and traits that you want to learn from these people. Do not go and carry their whole world onto your head and just want to be like them, sleep like them, wake up like them because they tell you to. That's actually slavery. That's you subjecting yourself to slavery, someone dictating to you how to live your own life. So when you are picking and choosing your role model, leave those little areas of yourself hanging. Be authentic to yourself. Have those behaviors that makes you different. Have those things that, aside everything, makes you different from everyone else. We have to always look at how people endure. When you are choosing a role model, you have to look at similar stories, similar backgrounds, similar needs and wants. When you are choosing role models, you just don't jump into picking someone over the internet and watching them. That's your story. Tell with them. Where are you heading to? Is that where they are? Is that what you want? Decide on these things. Look at the picture. If they have the same story as you, if they have overcome a lot like you have, not anything handed to them. Mostly when things are handed to people, they have no lessons to leave behind. It's just like, dad got rich, mom signed those things off to me. You wouldn't have so much to learn from a person your story does not tell with. It's almost as though they have nothing to offer. It's like someone copying in class and passing the exam but cannot even explain how they came by that answer. Funny enough, right? And that's how these people are. If things are handed, if they do not have the stories to tell you of the things that they have overcome, how life was, how they persevere, and everybody needs that source of perseverance to get to wherever they are getting. And if they do not have that, you might as well just quit on them. Do not copy whatever you see on social media. It is sometimes not true. Choose your role models wisely. Do not lose yourself onto someone over the internet because you want to be like them. You do not have a single idea who they are. Pick, sieve all the traits and behaviors that you need that would help you better yourself, and leave the rest. Thank you for tuning in. This is your girl Judith Adams, and I appreciate you so much. See you on my next video. Salam.